we were in Nashville. We did our shows. Shows were great. We got back to our hotel on Sunday night at like, I don't know, 12:30. Get out of the Uber in the street right near the hotel. And we step out, and I'm not kidding you, dude. A gun goes off.
What?
Close.
Whoa.
Really close.
Like
A gun
how close?
A gun is
A
fired.
block away?
Not even.
Whoa.
Around the corner.
I'm talking 30 yards away.
Whoa.
And it was unmistakably a gun. It was not a firework. It was not an engine backfiring. It was
Flare.
a gunshot.
Yeah. Welcome back to Oops the Podcast.
All right, lots to unpack here.
I got something for you.
Please. Julio, I don't know where you came up with that idea.
Dude, this guy was a huge turkey.
What is this, Japan? Which is
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I hadn't told you about it.
No, and I also just assumed you were saving it for the pod if you were going to tell me,
Yeah.
which of course you were.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Oops the Podcast. Julio and Francis here, your boys.
The boys.
The boys. So dude, I had a big weekend. I guess it was last weekend. Went to the Pro Bowl, Las Vegas.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I want to hear about this.
I had a big Las Vegas weekend. I think I did it quite well, to be honest. It still was like a fairly unpleasant flight back, as that flight tends to be. And there was some guy sitting next to me who just was laughing out loud while watching movies, and it just got so annoying. He was old, but he was going, dude, Big Wet was on the flight, our pal, and he like texted me at one point during the flight being like, dude, is this fucking moron seriously? I was like, okay, like I'm not the only one noticing this.
Yeah.
But the guy was just laughing out loud like a lunatic. But dude, so I got to Vegas before everybody else got in. As you know, you guys know, Pete was like coaching one of the teams. Did you watch the Pro Bowl at all?
No.
The way they did it was they had 3 different games and they had like different people coaching the different teams or whatever.
Are they playing flag football now?
They played flag football.
That makes a lot more sense.
Which honestly, yeah, is cool.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's
That's
cool.
what it should be.
They tried to do like a skills challenge a la the NBA All-Star game that like sort of didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Ray Shremmerd performed.
Oh,
which I was
cool.
wondering, I'm like, who's the right person to perform at the Pro Bowl? Like, it can't be a person who's like currently on top of the game.
No.
Yeah.
So that actually sort of made sense. They sort of, I don't know if it was them who phoned in the performance or if the audience just didn't give a shit, but it didn't seem like the most entertaining. Anyway.
Well, at least it wasn't Lil Yachty, that would have injured the ears of so many children.
He would have actually been a good choice. I was saying him as a person that could have performed because he's not quite like a Drake, but like still, it's the Pro Bowl. Like, there's a lot of people. That stadium's sick, by the way. Allegiant Stadium.
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice. We were at some like floor level thing that was pretty sick. But dude, so I got into Vegas a little before people, and I decided, the Hoover Dam is kind of close by.
Classic Julio. The only guy who would go to Vegas and be like, what sites are outside the city?
Well, I would say that it seems as if that is an activity for someone who's in Vegas for a few days. That's
Yeah.
not like the first thing you do.
Right.
So I rented a car just for the day. I picked it up at the airport, drove to the Hoover Dam and the Lake Mead National Recreation Area, National Park registered unit. Drove around, was super sick, and then drove back to the airport, dropped off the car, Uber to the hotel.
Wow.
All right. Solid.
So what was the Hoover Dam like?
Pretty cool. Like, big and steep. Sort of. And I know that people sort of like famously have kind of base jumped off of it or whatever.
Have they?
I think so. I don't think you're supposed to, but I think that the people have done it. And then, like, obviously Beavis and Butthead Do America, they go there. There's, like, a lot of history around it, and at least in, like, pop culture and in general. So I was like, that'll be a fun thing to do. And it was pretty crowded because I think it's just, like, not that hot this time of year, But, very nice, fun activity. Then, dude, immediately, like, we go out, do a little bit of gambling. And I did, like, the classic thing where I start gambling at a casino where I don't have the card, and I'm like, I'm going to wait, and then I don't, and then I lose, and then I lose again, and then I keep losing. It was one of those
And you're like, I wish I had put my card in because maybe I'd be getting something
exactly.
pumped here.
It's like, this is such a dumb way to do this.
My friends are so religious about putting their card down the second that they get there.
You have to.
Yeah.
You really have to. So my new policy is signing up for one every single time I step in a casino and spend $1.
You should.
So anyway, so that kind of sucked. But then, dude, the next day, after the game was over, Pete was gifted a lot of chips, which he distributed amongst the boys, which was
my God.
so sick of him.
Yeah.
Went to this amazing dinner and then distributed the chips amongst the boys. We all sat down at the table. Now, the thing that was interesting about these chips is that they were $100 chips,
Yeah.
which I've never gambled with $100 chips before.
Yeah.
So, but they were free play, so you couldn't cash them in.
Right.
So the goal, So the goal here is convert these into real money.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
which I was able to do. And so, thank you. Was able to.
Is there more? Sorry.
Sorry, no. What were you saying?
Keep going.
No. So was able to, and then that made me like more than in the green from the day before.
Wow.
Which was just such a phenomenal thing.
What a feeling.
Yeah.
So let me tell you something, dude. This is sad, but I gotta say that in my recent memory, the only time that I have ever won money and walked away from the table from being up playing blackjack was the time that I was playing with $100 chips.
Oh wow. Yeah. That makes sense.
It was like I needed to up my bet to get to a point where I won like $1,000.
Dude, totally. And the thing this is the even more annoying thing. The first night, okay, so I had $30 in my pocket when I arrived to Vegas. I was like, this is all I'm going to gamble, right? That clearly didn't come close to working out. So I'm on the bus to the rental place, and the guy driving's like, welcome to Las Vegas. Like, I'm like, oh, great. Like, I'm going to have to give this guy 35% of my gambling money now because I don't have any singles. Like, I can't be a dick and not tip him. So now I have $20. Immediately lose that. And then I go sit down with Ricky. I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch Ricky gamble. Ricky just has a bunch of money too. So I'm like, I keep being like, yo, can I get $100? I'll Venmo you. And it got to the point where I was like so annoyed that I was being that guy that I must have apologized to him to the point where I did it too many times. He's like, dude, you really need to stop apologizing to me. This is more annoying than the money thing. I was like, okay, fine. I like Venmoed him immediately. It was completely fine. But like, yeah.
Not for me to like. You'd probably be better off from a gambling perspective, Venmoing him for like $500, and having all of that in front of you.
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
But you just thought you didn't want to lose all that.
I'm like, all right, and then, so it just like it like spiraled into a thing. But whatever, it was fine. And losing that, like, I think I lost $400 the first night. It just barely stung. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
300, I would have been like, yeah, whatever. But I was happy that I was able to make the conversion the next day. For some reason, dude, in the room next door to me, there was some old woman. I guess she was with her family. I guess they were all in the same room. I don't know, but she kept like yelling at her family the entire night, both nights that I was there, being like, oh yeah, great, yeah, okay, sure, oh yeah, yeah, dude, it was fucking absolutely the most insane. And she was so scary sounding that I was afraid to yell, shut the fuck up. So I just like turned on a noise machine on my phone. I was like, this is so bizarre. The amount of times that has happened to me in hotels actually blows my mind. Where there's some commotion happening.
Yeah.
There's a hotel party or a celebration.
Did you not want to call the front desk and let them know?
I should have.
Nothing wrong with ratting.
Yeah.
When you're paying for something.
Yeah, I guess like I just turned on the sound machine and then I couldn't hear anymore and I was like, whatever. But yeah, I should have called. Like the people next to me there's something insane happening in that room.
It's so brutal when you're in a hotel and you're expecting to sleep well and have quiet, and then for some reason things are loud.
I know, dude.
That is so bad.
So bad. So anyway, after the Pro Bowl and everything, everything starts winding down a little bit. I felt a little guilty about I had survivor's guilt with the free play chips because Ricky left during our big dinner to go back to LA. And so he didn't get to enjoy the spoils of the free play chips.
Oh, too bad.
So when he's like, how was it? I left out the fact that I had won money to be considerate.
It's very nice of you.
Do you think so?
I do, and I do the same thing. But I have a friend who does not.
Oh, your day sucked? Guess what? Mine was awesome.
I have a friend who is so bad at like, you know, sort of applying tact to situations where he's aware that by revealing the full scope of whatever someone missed, it will make them feel bad.
Right.
You know, he will regale the whole glory of a story without any clue. And I give him credit in that I don't think he's doing it knowingly and making the person feel bad.
Right.
Which would be worse.
Yes.
That's bullying, basically. But, like, he will just be like, oh, dude, this wedding was where 90% of our friends went and just this one person didn't go.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was the best. You know what I mean? He'll just lean into the whole bells and whistles
It's a
of
really
it.
bad look.
Yeah.
That's a, like, no self-awareness situation.
Yeah.
So I felt a little guilty about that. But then after that, dude, I went, like, to, old Vegas. And there's, like, dollar blackjack out there, dude. I was like, this is more my speed, dude.
Nice.
I'm putting in $5 bets, and, like, now I'm a genius. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not a genius, but, like, I'm like a baller. You know
Counting
like,
cards.
And there was all these weird, like, cover bands down there playing like Limp Bizkit, playing like turn of the century, like angsty rock.
Yeah, I would have done well there.
Kid Rock covers, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then end of the night with Big Wet at this like tiki bar that was just serving like gasoline rum drinks, dude. There was like 151. And we're just like recounting our old battle stories. Like it just felt like something out of a movie. It was such a fun, funny night.
That's great.
And then, hit the spa, and then was like, all right, I'm not. And then by the time I got to the Delta Lounge, it was the Centurion Lounge in Vegas Airport, which is very sick, by the way. I hadn't eaten anything the whole day, and like I definitely overate, and I was like pretty sick on the plane.
Oh, from eating in the lounge?
Which sucked.
Yeah,
I was like,
tough.
oh God. And you hate to see it. Question for you. There's a guy sitting next to me who had been upgraded. And he was like telling me about it. So I was like, all right, this is a little bit of a piker move, but okay. He's like, oh, I got upgraded. Oh, I was here for a real estate conference. I'm like, all right,
yeah, imagine him starting a podcast where all he talked about was upgrades. And it'd be a fit on Oops the Podcast.
Fair point. But so, dude, the little Bo Peep snack basket comes around.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Where you could put it on your elbow as if you were gathering daisies or something. So what is the appropriate amount of snacks that you can take out of that basket?
Were you flying JetBlue?
No, this is Delta.
Oh. It's strange. I almost think it's a case-by-case basis.
First class.
Oh, wow. You got upgraded to first class on a flight home from Vegas?
Both ways, bro.
That is awesome.
It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
Big time.
I
Big
didn't
boy
get,
status.
I took 3 Delta flights with platinum status, and I didn't get upgraded to first on a single one of them.
Well, why didn't you use your regional upgrade certificates?
Didn't even know that was a thing.
You need to pick your benefit. Have you done that already? There's other ones you can pick.
I don't think I have done that
You
yet.
should do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way, how many did you get?
4.
4? All right.
And they're not super easy to convert, so I use them all immediately.
Okay. Nice.
But I didn't use them. Did I use them for this? I did use them for this.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, either way, what was the
We're asking about how many snacks.
yeah,
you
the
can
right
take.
number of snacks? I don't know, dude. I think this sounds so entitled, but I think in first class, is the basket going to go from first class then to the coach part?
No, dude.
Then you can take as many as you fucking want.
You can, but dude, I'll be honest. The guy next to me took like 5, and I was like, dude, you're a loser. Oh, the snack, like, you know what I mean? Like, just.
I don't know, man. I truly believe that in life, when you have really elite experiences that get handed to you, whether it's, staying at a really nice hotel or, I want to leave no stone unturned. I want to maximize the experience to the degree that when I had that Q suite on Qatar Airways, I didn't want to sleep. Because I wanted to just
enjoy the spoils.
I wanted to be awake and be almost unhappy. I wanted to force myself to stay awake so that I could be experiencing it longer.
I will say this: so the flight there had the bed, which was sick. Flight back didn't, And I wonder if there's some, because the flight back is faster. I wonder if like there's a hour of the flight minimum requirement in order for the Delta One to exist on the flight. I think there may be. I'm not totally sure. Anyway, so the flight back, dude, was just like a normal ass fucking flight.
Yeah.
Like he took one of each thing out of the basket.
See, I
Just a
mean, this
piker
guy
move.
sounds like me. You know, variety is the spice of life. He's walking off that plane with no what ifs in his mind. What if I had chosen the popcorn instead of the Biscoff cookie? What if I'd wanted more salt than sweet? He knows. He's just a guy. That's a guy who is seeing the most of the world. That's what he's
All right,
doing.
maybe I'm willing to
Because he's
accept-
not.
I'm willing to
taking it-
consider that.
He's not taking it from someone else, right?
True. No.
So then I don't.
The only downside is absorbing my judgment, which this guy seemed pretty clueless.
Yeah, you're giving him the act like you've been there, and it
I am.
sounds like he hasn't.
He has no idea. He was telling me, "Oh yeah, I went to a real estate conference." He's like, met tons of people. Great making connections. He's like, I'm an investor, but I'm actually a broker. I'm like, oh, you're a broker then, dude. Like that.
Yeah, but this, I mean, I personally,
Am I being a dick?
I love this guy. No, I'm being.
I don't like this guy, dude.
I'm being stupid, but I like that he is gonna get off that plane and tell other people, I got upgraded. I flew Delta. Let me tell you something. They bring around a basket. And they have everything in there.
You got to try the cookies.
You got to try the cookies. They have this Boom Chakalaka popcorn. That's incredible, right? Then they have these
That sounds
potato
good.
chips. It's like I guess maybe you're not really supposed to take one of everything because this guy next to me was like only took 2 or 3, and I could tell that he'd been there before, and it was like maybe I'm overreaching here, but you know what? It's like maybe this is the last time I'll ever get to fly first class on Delta, so I didn't want to leave any stone unturned.
All right, fine, dude.
That's me.
Then he was sitting there on his computer scrolling through luxury goods the whole time. I'm like, dude, what is this? What are you doing, dude? He's just looking at luxury goods. I'm like, dude, this guy's a fucking absolute turkey.
This guy is
Through and
me.
through.
It's me.
Dude, so I had two very like intense viewing experiences while flying. Not to talk about flying the whole time, but I would say this is fairly nuanced. I discovered the Mariah Carey 1994 live from the Tokyo Dome performance that is on the selection.
Yeah.
It is amazing, dude. First of all, and dude, this is before like half of her hit catalog had even existed. This is like the first part of her career stuff. And she looked amazing. She sounded amazing. The show was so good. She crushed it. And there were so many random funny nuances. A listener of the pod saw me post on my story and replied, he's like, Randy Jackson is the bassist in that concert? I'm like,
my
what?
God.
And look, there he is strumming the bass, dude.
Wow.
Like, what the fuck?
Interesting.
2 very funny things happened during it too. She like learned Japanese to try to like connect with the crowd. And she's like, all right, I learned this Japanese, like bear with me here. And she says it, no reaction. And then she's like, right? Like, kuto so, and then she's like, whatever. She's like, I'm American. And then just like goes right into a song. And I was like, that's fucking insane.
They didn't give it to her?
I don't know if they sound mixed it weird with the audience. Because then like she brings up Boys to Men.
Oh, wow.
No reaction from the crowd. No extra reaction from the crowd
Right.
about Boys to Men. Boys to Men were huge.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that like maybe they just didn't include the crowd audio on that part or something.
I see, yeah.
But great watch. If you even sort of like Mariah Carey, great thing to have on in the background, dude.
Is it just the concert?
Just the concert.
See, I don't want to watch a concert.
Dude, it's awesome. It was awesome. I don't know that I did either. I'm not like a guy who watches concerts.
I would have wanted a little bit of interstitial interviews saying, and then this happened.
Oh, like
we were
BTS?
doing this, and then they screwed this up.
Showing her around Tokyo.
Yeah, no, just
None
saying
of that.
that someone's outfit change got screwed up, and then there's a behind-the-scenes shot of her switching and freaking out. Are we gonna get our mark on time? Yada yada.
Just pure pipes, dude.
She's just she's just that
Pipes.
good of a singer, right?
When she does the like thing that Mateo always jokes around, where she holds the ear and does that like highest octave that
Yeah.
exists, that's crazy too. She's really. I was very impressed.
That's insane.
Um,
What a skill.
dude, I really love traveling with a pair of bird dogs, man.
It's the only pant I will ever wear on the plane again.
It's really great, and honestly, the shorts are really nice too because they double as a short Like if I need to go hiking and then I want to go to the spa afterward, I can do both of those in my bird dogs.
Yep. I ran through 2 or 3 pairs of bird dogs, pants and shorts this past weekend. I wore my shorts to work out in the hotel gym, which I desperately needed because I was feeling homesick and down. And Ryan was like, why don't you go work out? That'll help you. And I said, you bet I will. And I had my bird dogs, which was perfect. That's exactly what I needed.
Love to see it, man. We swear by the bird dogs. They're phenomenal. Everything that they make is versatile and lovely. The silk underwear liner that makes underwear obsolete.
Obsolete.
So right now go to birddogs.com and use promo code.
Oops. Yeah, that's it. Promo code OOPS is going to get you a signature Bird Dogs tumbler with your first purchase. That's promo code OOPS, birddogs.com. Can I tell you that I watched on the flight home from Nashville an episode of the new show, The Last of Us?
Oh, how was it?
Have you watched this?
No.
So
I've heard it's amazing.
everyone loves it. I think it's good. First episode was good. Second episode, I was kind of like, whatever. I don't know about any of this. I don't know that I'm into where this story is going. The third episode introduces 2 completely random characters. And it basically devotes an entire... I'm not giving anything away here, but it devotes an entire episode to just 2 random guys, one of whom is played by... oh, God. I'm so bad about this.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, Parks and...
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman.
Okay.
And it's just him and this other dude.
It's like a side story.
Yeah. And I feel like I need to give a little bit away. Can I give a little bit away or no?
How much we talking here?
Well, it's just like their love story
Okay.
for the full episode. But you learn that within the first 5 minutes.
So are there any other crossover characters?
Yeah, but
It's like that episode where Eleven goes to Detroit or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the worst. Suck.
That's the worst episode.
So bad. Hang out with the X-Men kids. Fucking shut up. Anyway, this episode, I'm worried that by telling you what happened to me, I will be giving things away. I shouldn't have said what I was watching even, but I'll say this. I was weeping
Wow.
so profusely that
Plane will do it to you.
I was sitting next to a woman who was, I don't know how to describe her, but I was ashamed of how hard I was crying, to the degree that I was watching it on my phone.
That's great.
And I had my hands around my face like this.
Oh my God.
So that she wouldn't see the snot that was coming out of my nose. I had tears falling off my chin, and I haven't been moved this hard by... It always happens to me on planes, man.
Yeah, that's dude.
What is that?
You're like in the zone when you're on a plane. There also might have something to do with like the fresh oxygen that keeps coming in. Like you're just very sensitive.
I'm so much more emotional on airplanes.
Yeah.
And this hit me so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And, I got home and just clung to my wife. And she was like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I just watched an episode of this zombie show. Hit me real hard. And tried to describe it to her. I was also exhausted. And she was like, yeah, none of this registers at all.
She's just looking at you blankly as you weep. Dude, no, that is the thing, man. Watch it on the plane. Like, it really will make things sink in. It happened with Mariah.
Yeah.
It can happen with stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And, bro, I made the mistake of watching a terrifying movie on the plane. And I can't tell if it's as terrifying as I think or if it's because I watched it on the plane.
Which movie did you watch?
Smile.
I watched that too on the plane this past weekend.
Did it
with
scare you?
Francis. There was a shot that I jumped at.
It was scary, dude.
It was a good movie.
It was good.
Was it?
Brian is apparently tougher than me, dude.
Ryan watches a lot of horror movies.
I do too, typically. And, like, dude... The problem, like a lot of the scary shit just happens in the middle of the day. So I've just been scared in the day and the night since I got back. Scared the shit out of me. But I will say this.
Great.
I was feeling really, really sick. Nowhere near as bad as my Dubai to New York flight, but like feeling like I wasn't feeling too hot. And being that scared made me forget about how sick I felt.
Wow.
So that's a little bit of a trick. But then I left I got home, bro, and I left my phone in the other room. Was too afraid to go get it. Was too afraid to roll over to Hillary's side because I thought she was going to be facing me smiling.
Oh God.
I was legitimate scared like a boy, dude.
Wow. It's that bad, huh?
Did you think it was a good movie?
I thought it was good. I didn't
Yeah.
like the ending.
The,
But
like the monster thing?
yeah, that was a
Agreed.
little tacky. But I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great.
Could be a sequel, the way that they left it.
Could be.
I was thinking, dude, the most fucked up prank in the world to somebody would be you doctor a flight, so you're the one person's the mark, everybody else is in on it. You make them watch Smile, and at some point, everybody in the plane turns around and smiles at them.
Oh God.
Evil smile. It's this evil fucking smile.
Just the
Who's in the movie? Is it any?
Sosie Bacon,
I don't know who that is.
Kevin Bacon's daughter.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Sosie
And
Bacon.
I don't know if there's anybody else that's that
I didn't recognize anybody
noteworthy.
else.
She was great. I thought she was like quite charismatic and good. Yeah.
Let me tell you one more funny, interesting thing. So Ryan and I went on the road together, and we split a hotel room in Atlanta.
Which hotel were you at?
We stayed at the Candler, which was really nice.
Is that spelled Chandler? But
No.
if you know better, it's Candler.
No, it's spelled without the H.
Candle with an R.
Yeah, and that was cool.
It's a ridiculous name.
And we split the hotel room, and I had said to Ryan, because Ryan's going to come with me a lot, and I said, normally I'm always going to have your own hotel room for you, but this place, it was kind of expensive. Is it all right if we share a hotel room? And he said, yeah, that's fine.
Were
all
you
good.
stressed, Ryan?
No, I was pretty comfortable telling him what I thought.
Yeah.
No, I would have been stressed sharing a room with him, knowing how badly
Oh.
he sleeps. And then I don't, unless I was really bad, I don't think he would have said anything to me. Then he'd call his wife and be like, fucking Julio was jerking off over there or something. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He's grunting and rolling around.
No.
Last
That
time
he-
I ever do that.
The fact that he asked me was disarming, so I wasn't stressed about it.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
nice.
And I took a nap right when we got there with it, it was the middle of the day. I put an eye mask on, and Ryan was working in his bed, and I woke up, 20, 30 minutes later, and he was still working. And something about having Ryan right next to me in his bed working was like the most comforting, peaceful thing. I just knew he was looking out for me while I was sleeping. And it made me really happy. Also that he hadn't moved while I was sleeping. He was like lying on his elbows in his bed, typing away, editing, and I just like, that's really, I'm really glad. But then,
Good vibes.
dude, this is so funny. So, the next place, Nashville, we each had our own hotel room. And then I think the day after that, we were flying home, and he came up to me and he was like, just so you know, like for the rest of the tour, I'm cool if you want to just share a hotel room. And I was like, it did go that well. We did enjoy each other's company that much that we were fine sharing a hotel room. And I was like, no, we'll have our own. But that was great. Now, one crazy thing happened. We were in Nashville. We did our shows. Shows were great. We got back to our hotel on Sunday night at 12:30. Get out of an Uber. We get out of the Uber in the street right near the hotel. And we step out, and I'm not kidding you, dude. A gun goes off.
What?
Close. Really close.
Like how close?
A gun is
A
fired.
block away?
Not even.
Around the corner,
I'm
say.
talking 30 yards away.
Whoa.
And it was unmistakably a gun. It was not a firework. It was not an engine backfiring. It was
Flare.
a gunshot.
Yeah.
Full-blown gunshot.
That's fucked up.
And I was high, so I was like totally just like, was that a gun? And Ryan was like, let's get off the street. That's what he said. And I'm like getting my bags and being like, what the heck? What's that about? And we walk in, and there's a guy, one of the valet guys who's behind the podium at the hotel in Nashville, heard it, right? Because we're close. And we're walking up, and I'm like, dude, did you hear that? Was that a gunshot? He goes, yeah. And I go, does that happen a lot? And he goes, yes and no. I'm like, dude, we are
What do you
coming
mean?
into a hotel whose primary purpose is to make us feel comfortable. Lie to us. Why are you being honest,
Dude.
about how there are often gunshots right here on the street, right in front of our hotel?
Oh my god.
Like, what does he
dude.
gain by being honest with us?
Dude, wow.
Was that a gunshot? Yes.
That's hilarious.
Does that happen often? Yes
Yeah.
and no.
Like, the ambiguity is actually worse than yes.
Yeah,
Could happen at any time.
yeah.
What?
Who's to say? You know.
Dude, oh my god, that's so weird.
So he was so unbothered by it, and I just was like, wow.
I've like never heard of that.
We're coming home to go to sleep in your business,
Yeah, dude.
which hospitality, welcoming, safety, comfort. Those are the cornerstones of the hotel industry. And here's the first employee that we see being
That's
like,
funny.
gunshots, yeah,
You're like,
it happens. It happens here.
you're like, dude, don't you work here? He's like, nah, bro, we're hired by a third party company, bro. I don't give a fuck about the hotel or about you. All right, dude, Jesus. Dude, that's funny. That reminds me of something. I've been meaning to bring this up for a while, and I never have. But I was realizing the other day there are certain things that I was afraid of as a child, and I honestly feel as if there was good reason as to why I was afraid of it.
Yeah.
These were things that were presented as extremely dangerous and potentially things that could kill you. That turned out, and I researched in adulthood and realized they are not at all. Hadn't really even thought about it again until I did, and then I looked and I was like, I can't believe I was so scared of these things. Do you want to know what some of them are?
Yes, I would like to know some
and
of them.
and I'd be curious to see if maybe this will help you get a grasp of what I'm talking about
Okay.
specifically. But number one, scorpions.
Oh yeah, scorpions.
I thought that scorpions took their little tail and they stabbed you and then you died.
Yeah, I thought they were that venomous as well.
Are they venomous at all?
I think they have venom, yes, but I don't think it's the type of venom that's going to kill you the way that a snake can.
Yeah, it's not going to kill you.
I don't think. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna have to get that. That's gonna be a fact.
We're going to have to
Ryan,
fact
for
check
sure.
that. Another one, tarantulas.
Uh-huh.
I don't think they even bite.
Interesting.
I think that they can just crawl all over you and it's no big deal. Obviously, the Daniel Stern scene is a famous one as to why
What's
in
that?
Home Alone when it crawls
Yeah.
on his face.
Isn't that right? Okay.
I
And
think-
it was Bud's pet.
Buzz's
Buzz's pet.
pet
Yeah.
tarantula.
Right.
And the final one I have, quicksand. Apparently, quicksand cannot gobble up a human. It is most dangerous for infrastructure. Like it can
Oh.
fuck up like a bridge or
But
like.
you could get stuck.
I think it's like pretty impossible to die from quicksand as a person. Like to just go
I don't
and get
know,
sucked
man.
in. Dude, I looked it up.
I don't
looked
know,
it up.
man. I'm still afraid. I'm still gonna go with my gut on this because
The quicksand.
I've been in mud before where I couldn't get out of it.
But just like your foot was stuck, like
You start going deeper. I don't know that I was ever gonna go
all the way
all
head
the way
under.
because there was a sort of this was mud flats in Maine, but I just remember thinking like I cannot get out of this and I need a hand.
Well, but dude, like I always thought that if you were in quicksand and there was no one around, you would panic and try to get out, which makes you sink into the quicksand faster.
Yeah, that's what they say.
And then the quicksand eats you.
The more you struggle, the more you go deeper. But if that's true, then what are you supposed to do? Just wait until someone stumbles along your path
I think you're just fine, dude.
and offer
I don't
you a
think,
vine?
But
It's fucking.
I don't think that quicksand can gobble a human up. I don't think it's possible.
Okay,
Despite the mud situation that you were talking about.
fair.
I wonder if that is classified as quicksand.
Yeah, I wonder. A sort of a sinkhole type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, I was watching this documentary, The Fire of Love, which is nominated for Best Feature Documentary, by the way. It was all right. But
What's that about?
It tells a story about this French couple who was obsessed with volcanoes. And all they did was like research volcanoes and whatever. So like when apparently like there's two kinds of volcanoes. There's like the gentle volcanoes, which are the red ones, because those the tectonic plates are expanding away from each other. But the gray ones are the like dangerous ones. That is when they get together and they explode, and that is where like it can be like super dangerous or whatever. But they were showing how like once that happens, it creates the most fertile soil on the planet.
Oh.
And bro, like they were showing these turnips that were growing that were bigger than your torso. A turnip bigger than your torso. How sick is that?
That's cool.
It like made me, because the soil is kind of like that. It made me think of it like per the quicksand conversation. Random
Interesting.
tangent.
Well, I know that in Hawaii, they have really fertile soil
Makes sense.
as a result of all the volcanic activity and whatnot.
Yeah,
I do know that to be true.
totally. Well, that's another one too. Like I always thought lava, like if you could see red lava, that meant there was imminent danger. I thought that lava shot up into the sky, red lava, and then came down and turned everybody into Pompeii.
Right.
Fun fact, my oldest uncle was born the last day Mount Vesuvius erupted, and they actually had to vacate the area when he was born.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty crazy, right?
So how long that? So it hasn't erupted in a very long time.
I think that was in 1949.
But it's still active.
It's still active.
Yeah.
You know, any day now.
Any day.
That's the
now.
other thing. They know when they're going to explode.
Really?
Like not to the exact second, but they're like, it's about to explode. And then these two would go in there. They actually died in a volcanic explosion, the couple. They say it at the beginning of the movie. It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
But so I thought that was kind of interesting.
There was another doc on Netflix that just came out, I think, about a group of people that were on a volcanic island in New Zealand or something like that, where they had to get rescued off because the volcano erupted while they were on there.
Oh, that's crazy.
And all the interviews that they're showing, all these people have horrific burn marks.
Wow.
Which, in the trailer, that's gonna make me want to watch it.
Totally, dude. I gotta watch that. It's
You
cool.
know that they got caught.
Yeah.
You know that they're not getting out of there without some real hurt.
Scary shit.
Yeah, I know. Boy, oh boy.
Dude, another one I recommend for you if you haven't seen it already. Navalny.
Oh, is that about
Yes.
the Putin's detractor who was
Yes.
poisoned?
Yes. It's really good. Dude,
Interesting.
this guy is so funny. He goes, really? That's how you're going to poison me? He goes, with the one that you use for everyone? The fuck? Dude, he's hilarious. Really, really good. And I was thinking of you because I know you're interested in like Russia stuff.
I am, yeah.
I think you'd like that for sure.
Wow.
Dude,
Cool.
so check this out. I went to the airport early in the morning, one morning, and like recently, and I decided I'm not taking an Uber. Like, unless there's some like multiple odds stacked against me, I try to take public transportation. So I take the bus to LaGuardia, but the plan is to take the bus to LaGuardia. You need to take the train first. Dude, the cast of characters that were out at like 5 a.m. when I'm heading to the airport,
Ooh.
it was just all these guys who were wasted, but they seemed like they had just come from their jobs. Does that make sense? You know
Yeah,
that vibe?
yeah, sure.
So like they got out of work or something, maybe they work in a kitchen or something. They're all just hammered. Hammered guys everywhere. I'm on the 7 train. Everyone's hammered. And then as I'm walking down one of the stops to like go to the bus station, one of the guys just starts falling down the stairs, but like on his butt, like doo, 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 like he's fine. You know what I mean? Like he's falling like that. And dude, I go over to him to be like, "Hey, are you okay?" Like I put my arm on his shoulder, and some guy walks by me laughing, and he goes, "Oh, don't worry, he is drunk." I was like, what the fuck? What's going on, dude? What is this parallel universe I'm living in? Dude, I overshot the stop for the bus. So now I had to walk like 5 blocks, which is fine. I saw an actual woman of the night.
Oh.
I've never actually seen that. I don't know.
Soliciting?
I like she wasn't necessarily
Like a
soliciting me.
GTA character?
She was wearing a trench coat.
Yeah.
And with high heels and was like standing there like on the corner, and I walked by and she went, "Good morning, baby."
Oh. I was
like,
hoping.
That's a first.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what they portray like in Home Alone 2 when Kevin's in the park at night.
Yeah.
Better watch where you're going, kid. Dude, I've never actually witnessed that in real life, bro. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, what a fucking,
Oh man.
what a party, dude.
That's where they are though? They're out in Queens?
I guess in what part of Queens is that? It's like Jackson Heights, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, I took one stop too far on the 7,
Wow.
and I ended up in this, area,
Yep. Yep.
and there it is.
That'll do it.
I didn't even know that was the thing.
Buddy, as we're unpacking in our new apartment, the most important thing for us to find was our coffee machine and our 5 tins that we currently have of our Oops Blend Brooklyn Roasting Company coffee.
Did you have the new cup of Joe in the new apartment yet?
We did this morning. And let me tell you something, dude. It's like there are certain things when you move that you have to put in a place where you know where they are.
Yeah.
There are a couple of items.
Totally.
And, you know, our coffee machine and our coffee were right at the top of that list.
Oh, yeah.
Truly. We like put them in a specially marked box and made sure it was at the top and all this. And well, pulling it out and finding its new place on our new counter felt like putting one of the final puzzle pieces into place. It was a very unlocking, happy, we're home moment.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It smells like home.
Exactly. Yeah. Getting that coffee going this morning from our favorite roastery, Brooklyn Roasting Company. Waking up to that, looking out on our new view and all that just made me think, okay, we're safe. We're safe.
Totally.
We've made it through this very uprooting transitional period.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Brooklyn Roasting Company, man, it's the best. It's really good for a person with a heightened taste in coffee, but is also accessible to all. Really good option. They have so many different flavors that really do taste different, and it's a really fun thing to kind of try a few different ones. I've certainly thoroughly enjoyed it. So go to brooklynroastingcompany.com.
Brooklynroasting.com.
brooklynroasting.com. Use promo code OOPSBEANS.
Yep.
5% off of your order.
5.
We recommend getting some of the Oops blend, but all of their stuff is delicious, and you should definitely try a variety. BrooklynRoasting.com, promo code OopsBeans, 5% off.
Ryan, you have a really funny story, but I don't know if you want to tell it, so you can cut this if he doesn't want to tell it. The story about what you did to that kid when you guys were taking mushrooms.
Oh.
Do you want to tell that story or not?
No, I don't want to tell that story.
Okay.
I'll tell it. Let me tell it, and then I'll decide.
Okay.
So
Ryan, really quick, Ryan told me a story recently in the car that I thought was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard, and I had no idea where it was going, and I want him to tell that story.
So it was the summer. It was summer of 2015. We went to my buddy's house down the shore, and the whole point of the weekend was for everybody to do mushrooms together. And I never did a lick of drugs before, so I was, very much peer pressured into doing it. I had no intention on doing it, but the peer pressure just kept consuming me, and I eventually said yes. And I was really nervous about having a really bad trip because I've heard that you can have bad trips, you can have good trips, but you can have bad trips, and that's why I didn't want to do it. So I was paranoid about that happening. And so we end up taking them, and we're sitting downstairs. I'm with like 5 or 6 guys, and it starts to kick in, and I'm enjoying it. And it's like, feels really nice, and I feel transcendent. I'm like loving myself, all the hallucinogenic things, and I'm realizing all my other friends are, they're not having a good time, and they're getting very upset, and they're hugging pillows, and
Really?
they're getting paranoid. And the guy that pressured me the most, his name was Matt. He was in the fetal position. The other guys left. They all went to wander off to, drink some water and get better. And it was just me and him in the basement garage. And I unplugged the Pink Floyd album from the aux cord. And I don't know why, but I felt very cynical because he was the one that wanted me to do it, and I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I saw him in a moment of weakness, and I was like, fuck you. So I went over, and when you unplug an aux cord from a loudspeaker, it's like zzz, zzz.
Yeah.
I just started zzz, 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 to the ground, and he was like, stop. I was like, fuck you, Matt. Zzz, zzz, zzz. You like that? And he didn't, and I did, and I had a good time the first time I did it. So that's what I shared that with Francis on our road trip.
Just tortured this kid who was like totally.
Wasn't medieval.
That's
It's fine.
we have to have a name for that.
You like
sounding
that, Matt?
him.
You like that sound?
No, stop! Stop!
Now every time Matt ever hears someone do that, it sends him back.
Yeah. So good time. Good time.
That's hilarious.
I loved that. I had no idea Ryan had that in him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had the ability to be just the torturous
Fuck
guy.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Good
Everyone
for
has a
you,
little
Ryan.
hate in them.
Doesn't surprise me.
Ryan employing torture methods.
Mhm.
Dude, we had I went on Hillary and I had scheduled a date.
Oh, nice.
Tell me what you think about this. So we scheduled a date.
Mm-hmm.
There's this rooftop bar near our apartment. It's on the roof at the top of the Ritz.
Oh, shit.
They opened this. This bar up there, which naturally any place on a roof in New York City is subject to the rooftop curse. I would argue, where these places just become targets, and they it's impossible for there to be a vibe because like every person and their grandma is trying to go to these places, and they end up typically being shitty places.
And
to
the
go.
drinks are really expensive. They're never very good drinks.
Right. But I'm
Yeah.
thinking that this place might be different. You know what I mean? I'd heard it's good. I even actually your wife. I'd asked her because I saw that she had been there with one of her friends. She was like, "It was great. We had a great time." I'm like,
Oh,
"Okay,
cool. I didn't know that.
yeah." So we find a.
I don't know what she does.
Ask her about it. So we find a We get a reservation. We need to get it like. Yeah.
Well, what was that?
I think it was just boxes.
We heard some kind of
I thought you were
slamming
going
noise.
to check and you didn't open.
Yeah, I thought you were going to check as well, but you're like, there. Let's just
Yeah.
make sure they can't come in here.
Yeah, same. I was like, thanks, Ryan. So we needed to get a reservation like a month in advance. There's like nothing decent, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. Like I had even made a joke in our calendar. I like made a calendar invite for it, being like date. And like it was a fun thing. We're
Yeah.
looking forward to this date, right? We finally go. And we get there, and our reservation is at 5:15. We walk in at 5:15. They're like, "Hey, sorry, like, would you mind standing around the bar while we prepare your table?" I'm like, "No problem." We wait, dude. Half hour goes by. We're still not
Oof.
seated. So I go up. I'm like, "Hey, what's up? Like, what's happening?" She's like, "Sorry, like, we're waiting for people to leave their tables, and once they do, like, we're seating you right away."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay," and I go back a couple times. And the third time, she says it again. I'm like, she's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, nobody's like gotten up." I'm like, "Okay, so you mean to tell me that like every single person here sat down at 4 p.m. and not a single one of them have gotten up? Not a single person in the whole restaurant?" She's like, "That's what I'm." Yes. It's like, okay. Wait another 10 minutes. They still don't seat us. We just fucking left, dude.
Oh my God.
Is 40? We had a reservation, dude. Is 40 minutes? And was I like overreacting?
Not at all.
Fuck that, right?
They shouldn't. It's tough. It's tough because restaurants have no control probably, and over that, and I don't know that they're allowed to
Totally.
tell a table that just ate and paid, "Hey, we have more people. You got."
By the way, it's not a restaurant. That I feel is an important detail.
well, that's what makes it so. That's what makes it so much more likely that the people before you are going to just not move.
Because it's not a restaurant?
Yeah, there's this thing in restaurants where you pay your check and then it's like, we're now done. It's
Right.
over. Our experience is over, and we know
Interesting.
there's another group of people that are trying to come in. Whereas they, presumably, are they continuing to order rounds of drinks?
I don't think so. She was even saying these tables paid their checks. We're just waiting for them to. So to me, it's like, how are you not going to like buy us a round of drinks or offer to? Like, are you serious? I'm literally going to leave. I'm leaving. Bye. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, this is why those douchey places, man, they don't care. They don't care that you're leaving. They're
Dude,
not losing.
I got an email about it.
You did?
Yeah, but in the email, hey, like, we'd love to make it up to you, like,
Well, that's nice. That's
I
more
agree,
than I
but-
would have thought it would
but
be.
like, no, bro, I'm not going back. Are you serious? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, this is why having a little bit of sort of social media clout is nice. Is that you could make a stink of this.
I guess is that what I'm doing right now?
You could.
It's what I'm kind of doing
You
right
could
now.
make it a real cause of yours.
So I will say this, dude. Anytime I see people like tagging airlines and stuff, I always think it's a little gauche. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not. That wasn't worth it. To me seeing you like in this moment wasn't worth it.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
hey, Delta.
But here's where it is worth it, right? So when I had the whole Fox News Mike thing, I think I told you there was a chiropractor in Virginia who sent me a personalized email threatening my life,
You did not tell me
No.
this.
and then I found him on LinkedIn, and then I found him on Yelp, and I thought about
Oh wow.
getting a bunch of our fans to leave him horrific Yelp reviews, say that, when they went to be readjusted, he actually touched them inappropriately. Maybe find some hacker, as I've always dreamed of, who could potentially supplant terabytes of child pornography on his hard drive
Terabytes.
before the FBI receives
Terabytes,
an
dude.
anonymous tip.
Yeah.
You know, that was sort of my, like, where my fantasy went with this guy. And then I'd be like, that'll teach him, you know, Mr. Chiropractor.
Did you do it?
No, I didn't do any of that, but I wanted to, you know, and that would have been like, how can we galvanize whatever people we have who like us to go to war with us.
Yeah.
But you have to choose those battles so
You can
wisely.
get sued for that. Yeah.
Well, maybe, but
No,
also
you can. I think you're pretty sure you can.
yeah, you're probably right. and also
Like, I shouldn't be threatening you either.
we don't really want to marshal our beloved fans for bad reasons. I think you and I are
Marshall, our beloved fan.
we're better suited asking people for like discounts on lighting fixtures
Agreed.
than or like hotels in Panama than
correct.
to discredit a licensed chiropractor.
Shout out Global Hotel Panama.
Yeah, so
Love to see it.
that's more our tune and more our speed, but it would be fun someday. By the way, last thing I'll say about this, so there's some characters here at Barstool, Jersey Jerry, I think I've told you about this, who have armies.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Have I told you about that?
Well, it was the thing. Like, they were talking about it when
Right.
the whole, you know what.
Armies
thing
of
happened.
fans who are willing to actually do things for them.
Yeah.
And I when that happened, I wrote a funny blog talking about how I needed an army, and jokingly, and then I got a bunch of messages from people being like, I would actually be willing to be in your army. And those are the types of people that I could ask to, you know, just like create 40 Yelp accounts
Yeah.
and leave like completely insane reviews. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Yelp has like, you have to prove that you're a real user or something. But
Food for thought.
yeah, food for thought. I mean, dude, when Portnoy did his pizza review at this place, I don't know exactly where it was, like a year or two ago, he went and did a pizza review at a restaurant, and he ordered his pizza as he always does. He comes outside, and one of the managers or something from that restaurant came out and was like, do you have permission to film here? You're like, he wasn't in the restaurant or whatever. And Dave was like, no. And the guy was like, all right, well, then I'm going to need you guys to go away or something like that. Some kind of snide, you know? And then Dave was like, all right, well, it's a 0.0, like on the pizza, like fuck this place. And dude, I'm telling you, I think thousands of Barstool fans left 0-star Yelp reviews
Oh my God.
on like TripAdvisor and Yelp and stuff like that. And it just like crushed them.
Oh my God.
It was, yeah.
That dude, that's like a thing where you get invited to the dinner at the menu.
I
watch
haven't
that
seen that movie. I want to see it though.
It's cool.
I want to see it.
It's especially cool if you were like familiar with fine dining, which I know that you are.
Yeah.
It makes it better and funnier, and it's good.
But there was sort of a cause and effect too of I think, which was that while it sunk their overall Yelp rating to people who don't know the restaurant, it also galvanized their diehard fans to come out and support them more. That particular pizza place. And since then, Dave has mended fences. I think the owner of the restaurant apologized, and they're all cool now. But man, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know who you're fucking with, and like in this day and age of true influence, I don't know. I mean, you gotta be.
That was an L for them for sure, bro.
Yeah, but also it's like that chiropractor. If I really felt like I wanted to go to war,
Yeah.
I can reach hundreds of thousands of people with one tweet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And be like, and even if only 5% of those people actually decide to take up arms for me, that's a lot of people coming at that guy at once who has no idea what he got in. Now, the question is, does he deserve it for threatening my life? For telling me he's going to kill me?
Probably. He deserves something.
What is my just response to that? What's a just
You could
response?
post the message.
But I didn't want to do that because then then you're just like really
People do that.
adding gasoline to a flame that
Totally.
I wanted to go out.
Totally.
Would you read it without saying his name?
I think I probably deleted it because I didn't want to read it anymore. Also, it was freaking Sierra out because I got a bunch of those, and I posted one of them, and she was like, "This really worries me."
Fair.
Yeah, fair enough, dude.
But I could try to find it. I started writing a response to him about how like his dad had pegged me or something like that, but then I took that idea and I created a fake pegging audio thing for which I told you. So I used the joke in a different way, but I had written something pretty funny back to him as an email, but I didn't send it.
You should have,
Yeah.
but maybe not.
I just
like.
don't know. You don't
Yeah,
know if
you don't
he's
know.
got guns and he's gonna fucking hunt
Come
me
find
down.
you and-
I wouldn't see him coming. I wouldn't know where he is.
He could sneak up to you from behind. And
Yeah, that guy could come.
Crack your neck
I'm
in a bad
performing
way.
in Virginia, and he comes to a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're not. The security at those places aren't prepared for
100%.
that.
Yeah, dude, you're right. Better to let it die out. Let him cool off.
Yeah. Anyway,
Ryan, what do you got for us?
facts with Ryan. Facts with Ryan. Lots of frying. Facts with Ryan.
Why do people get more emotional while watching films on a plane? There's some science behind this. The lower than normal air pressure in the cabin is known to reduce oxygen levels in the brain, which is associated with a raft of cognitive and emotional effects, including heightened negative moods and a diminished ability to handle stress.
Interesting.
Scorpions, there are over 1,000 species of scorpions in the world. 70 in the United States. Only one of those species can actually kill you with a sting.
Oh.
Other ones are pretty harmless.
Well,
You feel
that's
the pain
that's
right away.
enough to have one to maintain that nightmare of yours.
I don't know, dude. 69 out of 70 are completely harmless. I'm fine
Yeah, but
with
what if that one is the most populous?
We'd have to look into that.
What if that's the most common?
That's a good.
Find out
That's a good
later.
point. Very good point.
Tarantulas, they bite. It feels like a bee's sting. The venom is weak and very unlikely to result in a severe reaction.
See, that doesn't make me feel better. They do bite, and they have venom.
But it's not going to make you sick.
Well, we're afraid of bees.
I'm not.
Okay. All right. Must be nice. Guys, we are Oops the Podcast. G, you got any dates coming up?
DC Improv, 3rd to the 5th of March. Then in April, I'm in Providence, Rhode Island, 14th to 15th. Helium, Philly, April 18th. Yonkers, the end of the month. And then a bunch of other stuff coming down the pipeline, which I will announce as it comes. What about you, Francis?
That's awesome. The Hero We Need tour rolls on. I will be in Minneapolis, the House of Comedy, first weekend of March. That's the 3rd to the 5th, I think, as well. Then I am on, oh, by the way, Long Beach, Long Island. Come out to that. That's going to be really fun. I think we got Glenny Balls and Frankie Borelli coming to that show. Going to be a great hang. That's February 25th. And then I'm on to Austin, Dallas, Chicago at the end of March, 24th to the 26th. That's my birthday. Hope to see you guys there. We just added Buffalo and all kinds of fun places. So hope to see you guys in San Francisco at the end of April with Lil Sass. Tickets for all this, francisellis.com. Thank you.